Hi guys, this is an instructional video on how to analyze the flight of your paper planes to get the information you need for your report. So what you first need to do is you need to take a movie or record the flight of the plane. When you've got the flight of the plane recorded, you open Logger Pro, you see the program I'm in now, and you click Insert. From the Insert tab, you then move down to the Movie option. This will open up a dialog box. From this dialog box, you then insert the movie of your recording of your choice. So the movie I'll be using today is the video flight. Open that film and it'll embed into Logger Pro. So from here, we now need to analyze the flight of the plane. It'll be a good idea to play the movie and check using this frame here. So if I restart the movie, and I'll stop it there. This is just before the plane is about to be launched. At this point now, I'm going to click on the Enable Disable Video Analysis located in the bottom right hand corner of the video screen. From here, I'm going to set the origin, which is this one here, the third button from the top. The origin enables you to track the flight, and it gives you the analysis to track the flight, what you'll need. So the plane flies up and around like this, up and around. So I'm going to keep the axis like this so I can track the movement of the plane. You can also spin the axis if you need to, but for this investigation, we are just going to keep it level at 90 degrees. So what you next need to do is you need to set the scale. So you need to tell the program how far the distance is so it can work out the velocity of the plane. So you click on the Set Scale button, the fourth one down, and you set the scale for what you know. So in the background here, there's a measuring tape, and that measuring tape spans for about 8 meters, but I know that between this part of the wall and this part of the wall, it is a 1 meter length. So I grab the Set Scale tool and I click and draw the distance that I know. So I release and it'll give me a dialog box and it'll ask me to input the value of how far the line I've drawn. So as I said, I know that the distance between this point here and this point here is 1 meter. So the dialog box, I can just click OK with 1 meter for the units. If it was 1.5 meters, I would need to put 0.5 in there. Click OK with my units. Now I'm ready to analyze the video. So what I do now is I click on Add Point, and from here I'm going to track the motion of the plane across the whole frame. So each time I click, and I'm going to click and try and remain my clicks on this line by just moving across, the frame of the video will advance 1 frame. So I click and you can see it's starting to move. Click again, it's moving, moving, click again. I'm keeping my dots in the same point until the plane has been released from the hand here. As you can see in the background, my graph is starting to form. So I'm clicking, and now the plane is about to be launched. So I'm going to start to move the point at which I'm measuring the plane's flight. So I need to pick a point that I'm going to measure throughout the whole time here. So I'm going to pick the front of the plane, and I'm going to measure that across this origin line here. So I click again for the plane to be launched. Now the plane has been released from the hand, and the front of the plane is here. So I click to the front of the plane. I've kept it on the yellow line. Again, the plane has moved forward a little bit, and now the front of the plane is there. You can now clearly see the front of the plane here. So I match up the front of the plane with the dot on the yellow line that I've just put, and I continue doing this and matching the front of the plane until the plane moves all the way till the end, when it no longer has any more flight. So I keep going, matching it up with the front of the plane, again, again, again. So you can already see from here, the dots at the start were much further apart. That means that the plane was going faster at the start because it's covering more distance per time than it is right now. The plane, the spaces between the dots over here, these dots are not as large, which means the plane is traveling less per unit time or per time. So tracking the plane, going across, continue this all the way to the end, trying to keep my dots on the yellow line as best as I can. So I just record the horizontal velocity. Now this takes some time, but getting it accurate is important for our analysis later. So make sure you don't rush this process. And you can see now the plane has gone through the axis, so my dots aligned. Make sure it's matched up as close as you can get it. The plane's descending, it's almost at the end of its flight, and it has reached the end. So now what I can do is if I go back to my graph, I can see how the velocity of the plane has changed. So to make it nice and easy, you go to page at the top and you can go auto arrange, and that will put the movie at the top part here, look at your analysis, and it'll give you your data readings as long as the graph. So you can see as time went on, the x velocity, or the x distance has increased. It started at 0 and then it's gone down, and you can see it's gone down in a nice almost linear fashion. So from here, if you click and highlight the data, you can then go into, so I've just clicked and highlighted the data. I then go up to this point here, statistics, up in the top menu. If I get the statistics for the video analysis of X, I can find and calculate the mean or median velocity of the plane across the whole time. So I told the program that this is 1 meter in distance, so it's worked out for me that the average speed, the average velocity is 4.2 meters per second going across here. So that's what you'll need to do for your planes. You can also look at, so once you've recorded your mean and median velocity for each of your 3 planes that you're going to look at, you can also change the axis to make it x velocity. And now you can see how the plane's velocity has changed across the time period. If you wanted to decrease the distance that you see it, you can move your cursor down to squash the data down like this, just to make it a bit more visible. And you can also make it like this, so you can see the velocity of the plane. So once you've finished this, you'll then need to save the file. So you click File, Save As, save it as a logger profile for your paper planes. And then from there, that will be your investigation 1. You'll then need to do this for your second plane and third plane, and you'll compare the velocity of those other 2 planes against each other. So, thanks for watching.